Welcome back. So a viewer asked how I'd go about making some wider, more comfortable stirrup loops. Take a look. So this stirrup I come up with is there's nothing sewn in this. It'll all be tied. This one's 3 inches, just about 3 inches wide. You can make it wider if you wanted. The process is the same, but I'll take this, what I got apart. I'll measure this so I get an idea. I know this would work as a foot loop for most. It's big enough, and then I'll tie it the way I would tie it if I was going to use it. And then this one will be with the connection that uses a hitch cord to connect to the tethers. This piece of webbing is 104 inches. It wasn't planned that way, it's just what I had laying around. So all I'm going to do is form these 3 loops like this without getting a twist in the webbing. And then I'll take one end or the other, doesn't matter. I'm going to tie an overhand knot around these 2 full loops here, like this. Leave a good amount of tail in there. And then I'm going to take the other end and tie a water knot. And if you don't know, water knot, it's 2 interlocked overhand knots. So I'm going to just trace this. It's also called a tape knot, but I'm going to trace this all the way up through. Start here, follow it around like that, and then it comes right back out like that. And then make sure everything can address this knot up and set it. If I wanted to make this one wider, I measured this, and with a loop this big, we're looking at another 26 inches of length for the webbing to make this 4 inches wide instead of 3. But so now that I have this, dress it and set it, and then I can take and I could put my foot in here or whatever, and it should even out because these center loops can slide. Well, even it up, maybe step in it, pull up on it here, and then I'll attach it with my my hitch cord. If this can be done with a stirrup that's completely made out of webbing, but I don't have a long enough piece to really do that right now. So if anybody needs that to be shown, it's really not a lot different than what we got going on here. But anyway, I tie this kind of I believe they call this a weaver's knot, but I pass my 2 ends up through here. I go around, all the way around twice. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Once. Twice. And then I wrap this back and through here. And that just helps me if I need to untie this, because once you weight this, it's going to get really tight. But I have my water knot above here, so it'll trap this one end. It'll kind of seize everything together. And then I'll just take some paracord. I got a length of it here. I'm going to borrow from one of my pull down lines, and I'll figure out how this lays flat. Yeah, it's going to look like this on one side and kind of like that on the other. But I'm going to start right here and just probably just tie a bow in right here. And then kind of counterweave this through this. So let's see what that's going to look like. I'll take it and I'll go. This will keep it. This will keep it kind of flat and spaced out, right? So that's all this is really doing. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to go over this one, under the center, and then over. And come back, under, over, under, like that. And instead of just going back around and down, I'm going to take, when I do this next one, I'm going to go over top of this, under, behind this, the center one here. So it ends up with this kind of a twist in between. So come back and alternate again. And then when I come back the other way, I'm going to go over. I guess advancing is this side, so the side away from that, I'm going to pass this line over that way. And these don't have to be in tight to each other. This is just to keep the spacing. So, and then we'll have a way to lock it in at the end. I'll kind of show that. But anyway, back over. And I would continue on until I got all the way up this other side. Let's see. I got it flipped over now, so I just on the one side here. Well, they look the same on both sides, but it should follow the pattern. You just continue going up. Continue going up, and then I can just tie off to inside of this bowline loop already formed. But before I tie that off, I'm going to come back to the original side and kind of dress it all up. And pull them in tighter together this way. And you can dress this up as you're going to tie it a little tighter. And pull the slack up out of it. And once we got it dressed up to where we like it, I'll tie it off. I'll tie it off here. I could tie it with just some half hitches, I guess, for now. Tie overhand knot, cut it, melt the end, whatever you want to do. And then I would probably tighten it up a little more than this, and get the counter weave to spaced out pretty evenly. And then I would take this stuff here and dip this, or paint it on there, however you want to get it on there. And then I would lay it on some wax paper or something. It's not going to stick to flat like this. And that way, when it'll kind of glue all this stuff together a little bit. It'll seal all of it up to keep the dirt out. And then it should harden up a little bit to keep this shape. It's a little easier to get your foot in and out of it. But that's about it, really. This would be, I'm not going to cut that because this is my pull down, but that's it. All there is to it. I hope that helps. Thanks for stopping by.